Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're going to take a look at the Fossil Cup we just dropped, and I have here the best team basically for this cup in my opinion. We have, I think I'm on an 11 win streak with this team. Now I stopped playing this team because I want to showcase different kind of teams, but I'm currently I would be still on the 11th win streak there. I lost my first match. I don't know where this match is going to be in this kind of video, but I lost my first match with this team and then went on a 11 game win streak, which is kind of insane. This team I already showcased in my top teams video, of course, is a team built around Lucario in the back as a sweeper here with power up punch with the Shadow Ball. Gonna be amazing to play in this current meta here in general, because if you think about it, if you have a Registeel, you can go for one power up punch and farm all the way down with shielding once. Like even if they let it go, even if they shield, I think you can just farm all the way down in the 2 shields. Although it's only the 1 shield, I think actually you beat them already in the 1 shield scenario. But yeah, you always basically can farm down a Registeel if they swap into your lead, and then you're gonna have the Shadow Ball loaded when you come out of this matchup, and there's not a single Pokemon in this meta that wants to eat like a Shadow Ball in general. You have like Shadow Ball coverage on a fighting type Pokemon, and the Pokemon that can like theoretically eat a Shadow Ball would be normal types and dark types, which I think both are rare or like not even in this meta really, and yeah, like both of them can't really take fighting type moves. So like basically Lucario is a free closer in this meta. There's so much this thing can do, and we have a really cool team around it as well here right now. We run the Pelipper in the lead. Of course we need something for the Swampert, because Swampert is like one of the biggest nightmares for the Lucario on the back. And then we have the Escavalier as a safe swap here with the what's it called? With the Acid Spray. With Acid Spray, basically you're gonna be able to put the opponent into a range in general where you can farm down with one of your Pokemon in the end, even if you lose the matchup. And here you see, for example, the Shadow Swampert matchup against Lucario. You will be actually able to win this in the 2 shields pretty easily, just because your counter damage is gonna add up so crazy with Lucario. This is the only Pokemon that you kinda really fear with this team. Jellicent, I didn't expect it to be that common. I faced it I think 3 times in my first set, and of course I only lost 1 time against it, but still like it's difficult to play against it. Against Registeel here we can try to go for 2 draw runs. I'm gonna try to build up to 2 and I am at 2, but sadly my opponent gonna be able to KO me with 1 more lock on here, so I don't get to the second move, which is kinda annoying, but it's fine. We're gonna be able to shield up here with our Lucario, and our Lucario gonna be able now to farm all the way down. And now you see what I mean with the Shadow Ball pressure here from Lucario. We're gonna be able to go for 1 Shadow Ball now against the incoming Ghost type, which gonna of course do a massive amount of damage even after the debuff. We can go for 1 more Wither Ball to try to KO this thing. We're gonna actually be able to do this, and we see a Ferrothorn in the back. We have some lag there, but we can still go for 1 Hurricane. If they're gonna let it go, there's basically next to no way my opponent gonna be able to win this match, and they let it go, and yeah. You're still gonna be able to survive every move at least once from the Ferrothorn on the Lucario. Even if they run Thunder, you're still gonna be able to take those moves from full health. Even though of course Lucario is a really squishy Pokemon, you're still gonna be able to take a Thunder, as you're gonna see here right now. Bye, and we can counter my opponent down. They actually forfeit before. Golisopod is also gonna be in the game like basically now. I think it's released in like 1 hour from where I'm recording in New Zealand. I would be able to rate it. Usually you know from my channel that I basically always showcasing the new Pokemon in the beginning, but like here it doesn't make sense because of several reasons. You're only gonna get it at level 20 of course, or level 25, which is not eligible for the Great League and only eligible for the Master League. You will not get the XL candy in time anyway for the Master League, because you have the XL Master League around. For Great League, like we would have the cup right now where you can use it. I'm also going to showcase it tomorrow when it comes out in my region. But yeah, like right now it doesn't make sense. I would need to make a special video for Ultra League where I battle other people at super late at night. It's tomorrow my birthday as well, where I'm gonna still showcase Golisopod and go outside. I don't really have anything planned for my birthday, as I'm not really that excited or into that too much. Like for me, birthday is just like a normal day, but I don't know how it's for you, like if you are still excited for your own birthday. Sadly not for me anymore. But we see an Escav here against us. We can farm down with the Lucario. This move will be able to KO the Escavalier, of course, as we see now the Pelipper coming in, and we can go for 1 Power Punch, sweeping this game in the end again. This is like the thing about Lucario. Lucario as a sweeper at the end game is so amazing. There's not a lot that the opponent can do. We've seen a Azumarill in the lead here, which is actually kind of interesting, as they are usually running the Play Rough plus Ice Beam, and this is only an Ice Beam as they went for the move after 5 bubbles, which already tells me, yeah, I can go for one Hurricane here, and I'm gonna try to catch this Ice Beam potentially on my Escavalier, which works out perfectly fine. Of course, usually this is not the best matchup for you, but catching the resisted move and bringing out the Wishcast is amazing for my team, as Wishcast is one of the biggest nightmares for the Lucario on the back. This is basically how this team works in general. Trying to get out the Lucario counter with the Escav and trying to basically have a perfect core with the Escav and the Pelipper. If you don't have a Pelipper, you can also run the Ludicolo in the lead, but Ludicolo is a little bit worse than the Pelipper in my opinion, because you have some weaker matchups against other Pelipper, for example. We see the Galarian Stunfisk against in my opponent's back there, and you know what we're gonna do here. We go for the Power Punch. We're gonna be able to farm down this Azumarill on time, and we're also gonna be able to go for another Power Punch against this Galarian Stunfisk. They let it go, and look at that damage. Like, the damage is insane, even if he shielded. In the 2-shield scenario, my opponent had no chance whatsoever. We see a spicy Poliwhirl from my opponent here, which is cool. Also, Pokemon I want to build someday if I can get a good one to Purify. But I'm not too scared, to be honest, with my team against this Pokemon. As we see a Pelipper coming in here, we're gonna be able to go for one Weather Ball, baiting out the shield, and we're just gonna go straight for Weather Ball in this matchup. Pelipper is a huge pain for my backline, so I have to stay in here. They go for the Weather Ball as well, and I'm gonna be able to just spare my Weather Balls against them. We have a really cool shiny ranked Pelipper here against another shiny, which is kind of nice. And also our shiny Lucario, of course, in the back, which we got traded. As we see the Poliwhirl coming in here against our Escav, we're going to go straight for the Drill Run, as I don't expect a shield, but they're actually going to shield it up, which is interesting. They would have easily survived it at this range at least. And they go for the Scald, which does some nice damage. And at this point I realize I kind of need to shield this here, because Mud Bomb would get too fast to the, like in general, would be able to get to the move too fast against my Lucario, and I don't think that my Pelipper would be able to deal with everything here. And I kind of want to swap out before they can go for the move, and I'm going to be able to catch the move perfectly on the Pelipper here. The Focus Burst come through, and there is nothing my opponent can do here anymore. We can go for one Weather Ball here. We can basically weaken my opponent a little bit, and we just play with them at this point of time. We go for another Weather Ball. We still have our Lucario on the back, and of course we are still very, very close, basically one fast move away from a move with our Escav. They go for the charge move here. It's gonna be the Focus Burst. We're gonna go down with the Lucario, but a one more fast move, and the Ratty Steel goes down. Actually, I wonder when my loss is. I don't think we had the loss yet, but maybe I just didn't see it. We see a Jellicent coming in. This might be a loss. I'm pretty sure I lost against our Jellicent once, because it was just too much for this team. But yeah, like, as long as you don't face Jellicent, which happened for me in the later sets way more often, like I didn't see it whatsoever, you're fine. I'm gonna be able to bait them first. I go for the Hurricane now. I hope that they let it go, but they're actually not gonna let this go. They're gonna shield it up as well, which means I'm just gonna let this move go, and they go for a Bubble Beam, which is nice for me, as I can go into my Lucario. And I should have known that this is also only a Bubble Beam, because it was kind of too fast, I think. But we're still gonna be able to get to a move, but it's only a Shadow Ball now against this Escav coming in here, which is of course not ideal, but we should be able to farm down in time, and we will be able to farm down in time. In comes the Swampert. We cannot go for a Shadow Ball. I think this might be a loss. There's not a lot that we can do here at this point of time. We're gonna be able to go for one Weather Ball here, I think, still. But our Escav has to win against the Jellicent, and I don't think there is a way for me to do this. And my opponent catches the move here. Okay, yeah, this one won him the game. I think if he didn't catch the move here, I still had a chance, because a one drill run would have been enough. And if I still had my move stored, I think I would have been fine. But like this, there's nothing I can do anymore. My opponent goes now for one Shadow Ball. I try to farm up extra so I can get to another drill run in time. But this will not happen. This will be the only loss that I had against, like, Jellicent against me here again, which is fine. Like, one loss in 12 games. I think I take this, and I could have also, like, I don't know, like, I most likely would have been able to win more games afterwards, because this team is actually so overpowered. We see a Shadow Swampert against us, which is gonna definitely not want to take this Weather Ball, as you can see here. Does a lot of damage. They throw a little bit too early here. That's gonna be only a Hydro Cannon, and we can go for another move, but I decided, I think, to let this go. I think I can still farm down in time. That's gonna come down to the wire, and I'm actually gonna be able to survive with 1 HP and Dream. I'm gonna swap out immediately, and we're gonna see the Wishcast coming in, which allows us now to go for the draw runs. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and bait my opponent here, I think, with the Acid Spray. I build up to a potential Mega Horn here, and I'm gonna go for the Acid Spray. My opponent actually decides to shield here, perfect for us. We had a CMP tie there. They definitely wanted to get our shield as well. As we now do more damage with our counter damage, we can go for one draw run here, and this draw run gonna be able to hit my opponent, and we see the Stunfisk coming in against us. Very nice, as we're gonna be able to still get to a draw run here. I should maybe went for the bait, but I'm not sure. Like, I can just go now into my Lucario and I should be fine, as it's only the Stunfisk left. I still have Moose Dot onto my Pelipper, and this Power Punch gonna already put him into red health. There's nothing my opponent can do anymore. Good game to my opponent, and we still have some battles left after this one. We can just go ahead and go straight for the Weather Ball, as this is gonna KO my opponent. We can go into the next game. We have a Reckoned in the lead, which is of course amazing. As we see them staying in. They also have a very interesting quick move here, as they have the Infestation, which I wouldn't really recommend you, to be honest. We can go now for some Power Punch against this Ferrothorn, and what I'm going to do here is actually going to shield against the Ferrothorn. I know that the Thunder does a lot of damage. I know I would survive it, but I also know that the Shadow Ball going to be able to hit everything in this meta, and also the yeah, like in general, there's not an answer really for me. I know that they're going to be able to survive the Bug type moves from this Araquanid as well, so they have to go for a Bubble Beam, and I already got my shield back, and now I'm just going to do some nice damage with the counter already. Now we are one-time debuffed after this Bubble Beam coming through, and we're gonna go now and swap into our Pelipper, catching the move here, and we have a Shadow Ball stored. Again, there's nothing in that can take a Shadow Ball. Also not my opponent's Lucario, as we're gonna be able to do a lot of damage anyway with our Weather Ball. Lucario is so squishy that the Weather Ball definitely gonna do too much damage for that thing. They're gonna let it go, and they're just gonna concede this game here. There's nothing that they can do anymore. We had too much energy. That was just a nice hard counter for me. Next up, we're gonna have a Swampert in the lead. Swampert lead, totally fine for us again. We have the best answer for our team in the lead against this thing. Amazing to see it here, as I don't want to see it against my Lucario. We can go for one Weather Ball. This Weather Ball gonna do already more than half of his health, and they actually go for a Sludge Wave, which is usually not the recommended move in this meta. Doesn't really matter to Pelipper, because you're always gonna be able to win this matchup no matter what. They gonna let it go. I'm just gonna swap out immediately, I think. They go into Lucario, I go into my Escav, and we have basically the same backline with a different kind of lead, which we're gonna win the lead there. And we can go for one Acid Spray. My opponent actually gonna let this move go through, and I get the counter through, which is amazing, as we can shield now the drill run and farm them all the way down. They don't get to another move here because I had like the move sneak through there before. And we can go for one Acid Spray here, which is gonna lower my opponent's defense, and there's nothing they can do. They're just gonna go for the 2 shield flex because they know there's nothing that they can do really. I'm just gonna shield up the potential Shadow Ball, and it's a Power Punch. Good game to my opponent. Acid Spray is such a valuable pick. Like, I definitely not recommend to run the Mega Horn. I think Acid Spray has so much more potential here. We see the Pelipper against us in the lead. We have to try to bait my opponent. I hope that they go for the Hurricane here, and they actually do, which is amazing for us as we go for the Weather Ball, and they definitely will be able to shield this up here. Boom, and we are be able to now have a nice advantage here. We can go for another Weather Ball. They go for actually a swap into their Jellicent here, which means we can go for one Hurricane, go for one Weather Ball, getting this low, and we should be still able to do some nice damage later on with our Lucario, whilst counter is resisted. Lucario is just so strong that a Ghost typing doesn't matter to this thing. We can just farm all the way down. This is only a Bubble Beam, we know this for sure. That was way too fast, and we can just farm him all the way down. Have nearly a move stored. We see the Pelipper coming in here again. We're gonna go ahead and shield this move up, and we see that we can go for one Shadow Ball, and my opponent makes a weird play. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't really think it's weird, but we see the Lucario in the back, and Lucario with one shield against 2 counter type users doesn't really help him too much, as our Escav was way more bulky, forcing him to throw a Shadow Ball, winning us the game here. good game to my opponent. Going into the last one, we see the Ferrothorn in the lead here. We see 2 Answers Force in the back. I'm gonna try to catch a potential Power Whip if they don't run Thunder or do something weird, which didn't work out too much, but like we can go for 1 drill run against the Swampert. We want to bait out the Swampert with this team. This is amazing that we get this Swampert against our SCAF. And you're gonna see something here which I remember as well. I'm gonna lag after this charge move. You see me getting, yeah, they got 2 quick moves in there while I got 1 quick move in there, which is not how it's supposed to happen, but it doesn't really matter too much. It just was something that could have flipped the game if they actually didn't throw the move, because they would have been able to farm me down with this. Little bug there from the game still, but otherwise the game actually was pretty fluid. But of course, still fast move clipping, as Niantic would say it, is still an issue, which is definitely has to be addressed, but also gonna be addressed in the next version of the game. I hope that this comes out very soon, as we see a Ludicolo in the back and we can go for 1 Power Punch, and this is all we need, because 1 Power Punch gonna allow us to farm him all the way down, winning us a game. Thanks all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and this team is amazing in this kind of format for the Fossil Cup. Definitely highly recommend you to try it out. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day, and leave a like if you haven't already. Bye.